In this video, we're going to discuss physical security controls. There are mainly three different categories of physical security controls. They are administrative, technical, and physical. And these categories shouldn't be confused with the categories used to classify access control methods, because they were also categorized as administrative, technical, and physical. But physical security control categories and access control categories, in terms of their details, are quite different. Here are some examples of administrative physical security control. It includes things such as facility construction and selection, site management, personnel control, awareness training, emergency response, and procedures. The examples of technical physical security control includes things such as access control, intrusion detection, alarms, closed-circuit television or CCTV, monitoring, heating, ventilating, and air conditioning or HVAC, and power supplies, and finally, fire detection and suppression. Physical controls include things such as fencing, lighting, locks, construction materials, man traps, dogs, cars, and so on. You can see that the administrative controls, they focus more on the managerial aspect of physical security controls, while technical physical security controls, they focus on the technology. So when it comes to technical interventions, we refer to them as technical physical controls, and I guess whatever is remaining, we could consider them as physical controls, as you can see here. When designing physical security, considering the functional order in which controls should be used is critical. So the elements of the order include the following. The first one is deterrence, and this is the first one because before anything happens, if you can prevent an attacker from doing anything, that's probably the best security. So we have to somehow discourage anybody from violating the security of a facility, and a warning sign or anything that makes the attacker, the potential attacker, aware of the consequences of an attack could work as a deterrence. So for example, a boundary restriction or boundary restrictions could serve as a deterrence. The next one in the sequence is denial. So once the deterrence fails, when the attacker attempts to really violate the security of our facility, we have to have a mechanism to deny access to the facility. So something like locked vault doors could be an important mechanism to be used to deny access to the facility. And then if that fails, now we want to know at least what's going on in our facility. So that's what we mean by detection. So something like a motion sensor will help us detect any intrusion attempts. And then when all of these countermeasures fail, the next thing we can try is somehow delaying the attack, because while we try to delay the successful attack, in the meantime we may be able to somehow introduce an intervention. So, for example, even if you have a compromise in the building in terms of access control, let's say the thief is somehow able to break in to the room, but then if we still have a cable lock on a laptop, and it definitely delays the successful theft of that laptop, because the thief has to somehow remove the lock to steal the laptop. So while the attacker is trying to steal the laptop by removing the lock, we may be lucky and somehow catch the thief. So as you can see, applying our countermeasures or controls in this sequence is making a lot of sense.